our starting point is always the head, neck, back and seat. So here we're looking at Emma from the back view, and the great advantage of this setup is that she can see herself in the TV and she sees her back view, which of course everybody watching can see, but mostly you don't see your own back view. So you can see that that's pretty square, it's pretty good. What I'd like to do, Emma, now is put more weight on whichever seat bone you like, but think of it in terms of 60-40. So you're going to deliberately weight one seat bone more than the other. Okay, so I'm guessing that's your right one. Good. Okay, so you can see how this is fine, don't change anything. You roll to the right. Can you see how this side, the right side, actually lengthened a little bit? And the left shoulder drops slightly. Okay, so if that doesn't matter, that's fine. Then what we're going to do is then roll to your left seat bone and see if you do a mirror image. So you go to your left seat bone. Ah, that's interesting. So can you see the difference on that? This shoulder, the left shoulder actually wants to drop and lean quite a bit more. This shoulder doesn't drop very much when you go to the left. So go to your right again, see if you can keep the shoulders more level. Ah, that's good. And then go to your left again. More level. So now on this one, you've slightly dropped your right one, but that's great because that's just a mirror image now of how it was before. So now if you put your arms out to the side, and we're going to do the same, try and keep your shoulders and your arms level, and then weight your seat bone about 60-40, good. And go the other way. So what we're looking at here is not that you're perfect all the time, we're looking at can you change from right to left, and what are the differences. We go back to the right again. And while you're doing that, do you have a feeling of one being easier than the other, or one getting more heavy than the other, or give me some feedback on that?
The left feels less secure than the right. Slightly, very slightly.
Yeah, yeah. Well, if you look, our magical little string in the middle here, just as the centre point of you and the horse. And if you go again to your right, so it's worth noticing that you're about, almost 3/4 of your body to the right of that string. Quarter to the left. Now if you go to the left, basically the same. Okay, that's pretty good. So though it may feel a bit weird, it's actually you're doing a good job of doing a mirror image there. So come back to the middle 50-50. You can lower your arms, it's fine. And now you're going to do a turn. So you put one hand on the back of the saddle, one on the front of the saddle, and turn to your right. And just notice if there's any change in your seat bone. Anything feels different, or it's all the same, or
sitting more on
your right seat bone. Can you give a percentage of that? I mean, is it 60-40?
Yeah,
yes, about 60-40. Okay. So it's just remembering that feeling, and then when you turn to your left, seeing if it's a mirror image. So all things being equal, it should be 60 on the left.
Yeah.
Okay. You had to do a bit of an adjustment there. Can you remember what it was?
Yeah, I felt like I was sitting over to the left a little bit too much, so I just moved myself slightly.
Yeah, okay. So go back to the right again. So now turn to the right. If you glance back in the TV, you'll see that actually you're relatively central. It's maybe a little bit more to your left, but that's fairly normal. A lot of people do that. And when you did this the first time, it's fairly central. Now if you go to the left, go look at the TV screen. Now have a little glance at the TV, you're way off to the right. Can you see that?
Yes.
So a lot more of your body is off to the right. And I think that's why you felt the need to adjust yourself a little bit to the left, which was a very good adjustment. So stay down your left seat bone a little bit more, make that 60% on the left. That's good, good. And then turn to your right again, and 60% on the right. That's good. So now, can you stay in that position but even up your seat bones 50-50?
Yeah.
Yeah? Got them?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Do you know what you had to do that? There's a question.
Just move slightly to the right, I think.
Okay. Go back to 60% on your right. Stay the turn. That's it. So 60% on your right seat bone. And now make it 50-50, so it's a bit more conscious of what's happening.
I'm twisting this area around it a bit more to get it.
Okay, okay. Yeah. So now go to the left. Start off with 60% on your left seat bone. And now go 50-50. And again, try and notice what you do to achieve that. You go back to 60 again, 60 on the left. Is it the same adjustment you have to do, or is it slightly different?
It's the same.
Okay, good, good. If anything, you still slightly tend to come more to the right. So, looking at you on this guy, it looks a little bit like, if anything, on the left leg, you might be slightly inclined to go off to the right.
Yeah.
Anyway, come back to the front again, 50-50. And every time you come back to the front, it's like it refreshes that feeling of being square 50-50. So sometimes it might feel a bit different. And each time we do it, we get you more and more square.